Hey, welcome back to No Hype Beer Reviews. Unless it's your first time, then welcome. Please consider subscribing. If you do, hit the notification bell, get all the updates. We're set for today's video. So today I'm going to rank the 2024 Bourbon County lineup. Yes, except for rare. I was not able to score it. It's totally cool. So this one might have been the hardest one I've ever had to do. And also, I wasn't even being mindful of it. I usually I've been saving bottles so I can kind of put them in order, and I have a couple boxes and stuff, but I actually ended up not thinking that far ahead, and I just put them in the recycling, and they've been taken at this point. But I'm going to start with my favorite and go to my least favorite, and the favorite was very easy, and then second and third place was hard, and then fourth and fifth was hard. So number one is the Bardstown, which I do happen to have. That box just happens to be right next to me. I haven't taken that out yet. I might even keep it and put it in the back. So good. That beer seemed to have, I'm going to assume it's not the same base beer as the rest of the stouts for 2024 because I didn't have any thinness in the body, which was really hard for me with this year's other stouts. The way that they did the barrel aging and what they did with what barrels they used, I thought really accentuated. It was very chocolate forward, which I love. So that had me loving every sip. And I was, if you didn't watch that review, if you watched and forgot, it's of course that's my favorite. It's the harder one to get. That didn't come. I didn't get any in my home area, but where I was traveling for Thanksgiving, they got the regular. They got the base, the vanilla, and the macaroon. They didn't get any of this. So, I can't just, go get another box easily. And, of course, it's more expensive. But, it was a step. It was many steps above the rest, in my opinion. I thought it was, amazing. So, it is what it is. But at least they had one that, knocked my socks off. 2 and 3 was hard. And, honestly, I got to go back and listen to what I said on camera. But what it really came down to, it was between the vanilla and the macaroon. And what it really came down for me is it's been a couple weeks at this point since I've had them. And which one have I thought back to the most? Which one do I want to try again the most? And I have basically not thought about the macaroon since I had it. Whereas the vanilla, I've thought about a few times. It was very vanilla-y, which I like. I wish it was not perfect. I wish it wasn't as thin as it was. I wish there was more rye in it. So I'm putting that in second place. But again, it's a big drop from the Bardstown. Then obviously the macaroon, based on what I just said. Interesting. People are either getting a lot of coconut, not a lot of coconut, some coconut. It seems like the most divisive year ever in terms of what people are getting and if they like or didn't like it. I haven't heard much about the base, it's decent or it's good. It seems like either people are what the heck, or this is amazing, So the macaroon was maybe less of that from what I'm hearing, but some people were where's the coconut? I didn't get a ton of ginger, so I could have been where's the ginger? But I did because of how disappointing the base was, I actually liked both variants of the base more because it at least added some more flavor to what I thought was a very thin, boring, not quite there Bourbon County release of the base. Which then brings me to fourth and fifth place. Back and forth. I was finally able to land on the following. Number 4 is the base, and number 5 is the prop barley wine. And again, I didn't have the rare, so that's not factoring into this. The base, and I still stand by this, even though it's been a while since I had it, is it felt like they started at 0, and they were working towards 100% what Bourbon County is, and they stopped at 75%. So it had notes of what I think a good Bourbon County has, but not at a level that was sufficient. It was thin. The flavors I thought were weak, except for the ethanol. I thought it was quite boozy. And I think if it had more of a body and more other flavors, I wouldn't have given a second thought to the booziness. But because there wasn't everything else working with the booziness, it also just, to me, it was like a sore thumb. It stood out like a sore thumb. But again, this is very divisive. Some people are saying like this is like the best vintage, and like some other beer tubers, people commenting, just articles and stuff I've read, where like some people are like best vintage in years, and then some people are like, or I feel like a lot of people, but I'll just say some people are like, yeah, what the heck's up with this year? I forget who said it, but I heard an interesting theory that maybe this year is weak because next year is a big anniversary release of Bourbon County. So maybe they have, put some special stuff away to get like 2-year barrel aged or something for next year's release. So maybe there's hope for next year. And I say that to say this: they're losing me as a fanboy. The price point, absurd. Like there wasn't that much vanilla in the vanilla variant to necessitate that much of a price hike. There's no way. The macaroon had, was it ginger, coconut, and what's the other thing? And then had natural flavors. I hate natural flavors in beer. Don't use natural flavors in beer. Just use the stuff, it's like really it was that many dollars per bottle more. Like I think of the Free Will, the Ralphius. There were like $2 more a bottle, like over the base. So like the base is let's say $18. I'm trying to remember what it was, and so the vanilla one, not that they had vanilla one, but like the other, like all the variants are like, I mean not all of them, but most of them are $20. So it's like it's $2 more. Not what was it, $13.99 I paid for the base, and then $24.99, so $11 more. There's $11 worth of vanilla. No. There's $11 worth of the coconut, ginger, whatever their thing was, and natural flavors. No, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And they're losing me as a fanboy. Maybe I should call this ranking and ranting, because like, what the heck? Which brings me to the last one. Keith from 93 Lumber, and I did the prop barley wine with all those adjuncts. It was good. Like we liked it. I was one and done. Like I don't want more of that. But it was like cool, it was interesting, it worked better than I thought it would. But like those peppers and stuff, I thought would have been cooler in a stout. It would have been almost like a Mexican chocolate stout. Not quite, but like almost that kind of a thing. Maybe I would have ditched the lime for that if I was to do that. And it just really reiterated this thing I've been complaining about for years at this point. Just give us the barley wine. Like just give us the regular barley wine. That would have been awesome. But you masked it with the other stuff. Like the coffee barley wine from years ago was an abomination. It was awful. It was awful, awful, awful. They took their amazing beer and they ruined it. Just like, give us the base, give us the coffee, give us the barley wine and or wheat wine, switch off every year. I don't care. Just like have those in the rotation. Prop, I love that they're using prop to do weird stuff. That's cool. Experimental stuff. That's cool. Do some different adjuncts. That's cool, but like not thin. I don't want to taste that much booze with a lack of flavor. Give us the stuff we want, like the old school stuff that we want. Keep pushing it, new school. Keep trying to, hook us in like, yo, you haven't tried this from us. Like, I get it. I understand how capitalism works. I get how marketing works. I get it. But like, give us the stuff we want too. It's the weirdest thing. And I'm not the only person I've heard saying like, I'm not excited anymore, or at the very least, I'm less excited about, the annual release of Bourbon County. I love the annual release of it. Like I've made a video about like how I justify, buying a macro-owned, Goose Island product. Like I love it because it's a shared experience. It's one of the few. It's like this celebration. You get that from Sierra Nevada, where like there's like a few of these releases that. People are like so excited about and are easily readily available for so many people that it like becomes a thing that we have this. As a society, we're losing shared experiences. We have algorithms giving us what is individually pleasing or infuriating to us. So these shared experiences are becoming less common. So like I am on team Goose Island making good bourbon counties where we're all excited, we're all grabbing them and talking about them, drinking them, and we're happy. I want that. This year, for me, was not that, so it's just really disappointing. So yeah, I guess I'll have to call this ranking and ranting. But yeah, what are your guys' thoughts on the ranking? How would you rank them? Do you have similar rants or different rants or no rants? Let me know in the comment section. Let's get those conversations going. Once you're done doing that, make sure you check me out on Instagram and on Tap. It's No Hype Beer Reviews about those places. Please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, I have nothing to imbibe. Cheers, everyone.